Greetings and salutations, everyone. I am, as always, darthdevious, bringing you another video review, this time from DC Comics. This was the SDCC exclusive Swamp Thing figure from 2011. Don't have the packaging on them. I got them secondhand at my local comic book shop. Actually, only cost me $12, which wasn't bad. Because he's a big figure. I mean, he really is a large figure. And I'll compare him to Kilowog in a minute. And we'll show you just how big he is. But he's really cool. I mean, I wanted him. I saw they were going to reissue him on Big Bad Toy Store without the Unmen that he came with from SDCC. And I was like, okay. But then I saw him loose at the comic book shop. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to get him loose. That's all. Really cool. I like this figure a lot. I'm a big fan of, not the Swamp Thing comics, but the Swamp Thing movies from the 80s. I thought they were awesome. So, you know, I think he's pretty cool. Let's look at his base real quick. We're going to take him off of his base. Alright, and you can see a lot of nice detail in the base. Alright? A lot of, you know, swamp stuff, moss, roots. There's a skull there. It looks like a snake crawling on the skull. Backbone with some ribs. It's a broken tree. It has, you know, different, you know, colored pock marks in it from like termites. It's got the bark on it. The bark even has some moss on it. It's got, you know, toadstools growing all over it. All this stuff. Really nicely detailed base. It's very well done. This whole thing is very well done. So now we'll take a look at him. And again, on him he's got, you know, flowers and toadstools and roots and things like that. And look at his face. Look at that. Red eyes and stuff like that. On his back, he's got some more like tubers and roots and stuff like that. Now, anyone who knows Swamp Thing knows, start off, scientist Alex Holland was working on a formula to help regrow limbs or some such like that. And Dr. Arcane wanted the formula, so he tried to kill Alex Holland. The formula got spilled all over Holland. Holland got set on fire, jumped into the swamp, and a few days later, this big hulking monstrosity came out. And some say that it is actually a mutated version of Alex Holland, while others say it's just his spirit and the swamp merged together to become the Swamp Thing, to fight the evil. Now, his articulation is really weird. Now, his whole body is covered in this soft rubber, which, you know, as you can see, here's his fingers, which a lot of people are afraid might give away over time, and it might. There's a chance that it might. But still, the whole thing with him was, you know, to try and show as little articulation joints as possible. His head's on a ball joint. It's a little limited, but it can look up, can look down, back and forth. His pin and socket at his shoulder. He does have an elbow, but as you can see, there's no visible joint. It's all underneath. No swivels or anything, which is upsetting. His wrists can go in and out. That's about it. They don't swivel. There's nothing at the... There's a little bit of an ab crunch, but not much. It's actually on a ratchet joint, as you can hear. No waist. Pin and socket at the hips, which go forward and back, but again, his butt kind of hinders it. He's got a knee. It doesn't move too far. And he's got a movement at his wrist, which is also ratcheted. I mean, the knee and the feet are ratcheted. So it helps him stand really nice. Alright? Alright, let me bring in Kilowog, and we're going to show you how big he is, because he's supposed to be in scale with, you know, the regular DC Universe figures. He is actually a little too big to be in scale with them. And you can see here, he's pretty much the size of this Movie Masters Kilowog, who's huge. Alright, if we bring in another DC figure here, we'll bring in, you know, the new 52 Batman. Yeah, I don't think they scale together very well. Swamp Thing is big. He's not that big. He should be about here. Just maybe a few inches taller than Batman. Not, you know, like 6 inches taller than Batman, or 4 inches, 5 inches, whatever many it is. Should be only about an inch or two taller. But still, as a standalone figure for display, he's really, really nicely done, and I'm glad I have him. It was somebody I wanted in my collection for a while now. I found him cheap. Just so happened when I'm looking for him, I found him where I needed him. So if you can find him cheap, I recommend him. If you just want him for display purposes or something like that. Or if you want, check out Big Bad Toy Store. You can pre-order him now. He's only $19.99. He'll come with the box and stuff like that. So you'll actually have some of the printed materials that I don't have. You won't have the Unmen, but you'll have the figure. And he is really great for display purposes. Alright? So there you go, guys. This has been the SDCC Swamp Thing from 2011. And I like him. So you guys be good. Stay out of the swamp. The swamps belong to him.